On a sunny day, our main character Ava and her two friends are walking home. While her friend expresses excitement about summer, Ava seems unhappy about it. As her friends go their separate ways, Ava continues walking, wondering why everyone is excited about summer when she absolutely hates it for some reason. She passes by a convenience store and the store owner, Sister Bai, calls her. Ava asks him about his dog, who has been sick, and Sister Bai expresses how the thought of his dog leaving him one day scares him. Ava sympathizes with him, but tells him that when the time comes, there's no other choice. All they can do is endure it and move forward, as if speaking from experience. She then bids Sister Bai goodbye and heads home. Ava's house doubles as a funeral home, as her family runs a funeral business. She walks in and finds her parents inside the morgue, dancing sweetly without a care, while a corpse is laid on the table. She interrupts them and comments that they should respect the deceased, but they dismiss her concern. At dinner, Ava's dad reminds them to pray before eating. As Ava prays with closed eyes, her family extends their hands toward her, seemingly offering the prayer solely for her. As the prayer ends, Ava opens her eyes and catches her dad's hand still extended to her. Her older sister explains that they are just concerned since, every summertime, they can't seem to understand her mood. Her mom tells her to see this season as a new beginning, as she's starting college soon and might find a new love, giving us the clue that she is going through heartbreak. That night she meets with her friends at the convenience store, where they encourage her to move on already. Then, one friend offers to treat them to ice cream. Since childhood, it has been her practice that when buying ice cream, she closes her eyes and guesses the flavor that she picks. If her guess is correct, she believes her wish will come true. The scene flashes back to Ava's childhood, where she excitedly does her ice cream guessing ritual with her eyes closed. Kobe, our other main character, passes by and mocks her, telling her how silly she is. This causes Ava to cry, and Sister Bai comes to comfort her. One day, at the convenience store, Kobe stands in front of the freezer and mimics Ava's ice cream guessing ritual with his eyes closed. Ava sees him and calls him out for previously judging her. Kobe seems embarrassed, but insists it's still silly. Sister Bai approaches them and asks Kobe where he is from. Kobe resides in Australia and the USA with his grandfather, who is an ambassador, and they return to the Philippines every summer. Kobe's nanny apologizes for his previous behavior, explaining that Kobe was orphaned as a baby and may act spoiled sometimes. After their conversation, Kobe and Ava seem to be finally getting along. In the park, Ava is crying over Jennifer Aniston and Brad Pitt's breakup, which Kobe finds silly. Ava confronts Kobe and asks if he ever cries. Kobe says he's already tired of crying since losing his parents, but thankful that his grandpa took care of him. Kobe mentions they will be leaving soon, which saddens Ava. However, he assures her that he will be back next summer. Kobe notices Ava wearing a headset and asks what she's listening to. Ava shares her headset, and they sing along together while Kobe puts his arm over Ava's shoulder. Over the years, Kobe has continuously fulfilled his promise to come back every summer and meet with Ava. In the next scene, we see a series of their summertime meetups, where they become closer as they grow up, and have begun being more affectionate towards one another. Not even that one summer when swine flu was rampant could cut their bond, as even though they could only see each other from afar, their longing for each other stayed the same. One summer, Ava's sister asks her about her plans for college, and Ava says she wants to take up international studies. Her sister suspects that her choice is because of Kobe, and Ava tries to deny it. When her sister asks her about the real status between her and Kobe, Ava can't give an answer. The next day, Ava's mom learns she wants to take up international studies and confronts her, knowing that her first choice was fine arts, and emphasizes that fine arts would benefit their business. Ava's dad intervenes, telling her she should choose what makes her happy. They suspect that she's choosing international studies because of Kobe, and ask what their real status is. Seemingly confused herself, Ava admits that it is because of Kobe, and that she's not sure what their status is. The next scene shows Ava absent-mindedly cleaning their window while frequently glancing outside, as if waiting for someone. Her family notices her and knows that she's waiting for Kobe. Moments later, she notices a guy standing outside their house, face covered by a huge flower arrangement. Assuming it's Kobe, she excitedly goes to meet him, thinking he brought her flowers and will finally ask her out. It turns out that Kobe is just helping a delivery guy, as Ava's mom ordered the flowers for a funeral. Despite the disappointment, Ava still looks at Kobe happily and tells him she's about to go to school. Kobe offers to accompany her. At school, Ava is talking to her friends when another student, Aldrin, approaches and introduces himself. Kobe sees Ava talking to him from afar and approaches them, uncomfortable with another guy talking to Ava. Aldrin walks away, glancing back at Ava one last time. Kobe sees this and feels even more uncomfortable, sensing that Aldrin is interested in Ava. After class, while hanging out with her friends, they express concern over Ava sacrificing fine arts for international studies because of Kobe when she's not even sure of their status. Moments later, Kobe arrives to pick up Ava. Then Kobe nervously says he has something to ask Ava. This raises Ava's expectations, thinking he will finally ask her out. Full of anticipation, Ava and her friends wait, only to find out that he just wants to invite her for a vacation at his grandfather's resort. With disappointment, her friends tell him that her parents won't allow her to go alone. Kobe clarifies that he wants all of them to come. The following day, Kobe brings his grandfather to Ava's house to seek permission for the trip. Upon seeing them, Ava's family assumes that they are about to ask for Ava's hand in marriage, causing her mom to panic. Kobe's grandfather, Melcher, clarifies that they want Ava and her whole family to go on the trip with them. The next scene shows all of them full of excitement, in a bus on the way to Melcher's resort. Moments later, as the rest of the group sleeps, Ava and Kobe sit together when a familiar song plays on the radio. Kobe asks if Ava remembers it, but Ava pretends she doesn't remember, which seems to hurt Kobe's feelings. She then surprises him by mentioning the exact day they first listened to the song together. They both seem to have a lot of things to say to each other at that moment, both hesitant to hold each other's hand. As Kobe seems to have finally mustered up the courage to ask her, Ava's friend suddenly interrupts, asking how far away the resort is, as she needs to use the restroom. They reach the resort and enjoy themselves, frolicking in the water, then sharing a delicious feast. Afterwards, while sitting by the shore, Kobe expresses how he hates leaving Ava every time summer ends. Ava shares her plan to take international studies, which surprises Kobe. Similar to Ava's parents' advice, Kobe tells her to pursue a course that will make her happy. Ava then asks what will make Kobe happy, as if her happiness depends on his own, but he just throws the question back at her. In a cottage, Melcher and Ava's parents relax while talking. Ava's parents comment that Melcher must be having a great life being an ambassador, traveling and living in different countries. Melcher opens up that he also used to think that his life was great, until one day his wife decided to leave him and go back to the Philippines, as she got tired of moving around. Melcher tells them how he pursued her, and promised that he will settle there with her once he retires. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to fulfill his promise, as she passed away before he could retire. That night, they all gather around a bonfire having drinks. Ava's dad, seemingly drunk already, directly questions Kobe about their relationship status. Caught off guard by this, Kobe nervously replies that they are special friends. They find this funny, and seem to throw comments mocking their special friends label. Ava looks disappointed with Kobe's response. Kobe tries to explain how their situation is difficult, considering they only see each other during summer. Then, Kobe adds that he might be unable to return the next summer, as he needs to accompany his grandpa, who wants to settle in the United States for unfinished business. He tells Ava he wants to do this to repay his grandfather's kindness for taking care of him. Ava assures him that she understands, emphasizing that he doesn't have any obligations to her, as they are only special friends. Morning comes, and as they head to the bus to go home, Ava's father approaches Kobe and tells him that whatever he and Ava's status is, he has to promise he will never hurt his daughter. Kobe gives him his promise. Back home, Ava visits Sister Bai, giving him souvenirs from their trip. Sister Bai asks how the outing was, and Ava shares her sadness over Kobe not being able to come back for long. Sister Bai comforts her, saying if they are really meant for each other, fate will bring them back together. In the next scene, Ava and Kobe are walking at the park. Kobe sees Ava is in tears because of him leaving soon. He comforts her, saying they will stay in touch even after he leaves. He playfully says that if she doesn't stop crying, he won't be able to leave. Ava responds by telling him she could cry nonstop just to keep him from going. Kobe does his best to make Ava laugh, and he succeeds. Before leaving, Melcher visits his late wife's grave, seemingly asking for her blessing. It turns out that his unfinished business in the USA is pursuing his long-lost love, Ophelia. In the USA, Kobe and Melcher are busily searching for leads to find Ophelia. Later that day, Kobe and Ava are on a video call when she suddenly falls asleep, seemingly tired from school. Seeing this, Kobe feels sad, but understands that she had a long day, and they are in different time zones. He clearly misses her, but all he can do for now is kiss her sleeping image through the laptop screen. Kobe and Melcher continue searching for Ophelia without success. All the while, Kobe and Ava struggle to keep connected, due to their time difference and busy schedules. They still try their best to call each other, and can only express how much they miss each other through their brief conversations. One night, Melcher hears his phone ringing, and in high hopes that it's news about Ophelia's location, he hurriedly reaches for it, but slips. Kobe brings his grandpa to the hospital, and luckily he only has minor fractures, but will need to be confined for a few days. Kobe calls Ava and tells her about what happened. She expresses her worry, talking to him over the phone while busily doing a school project. Kobe hears her talking to her classmates and offers to just call her back, realizing she's busy. Before he can even tell her he misses her, Ava already ends the call. At the hospital, a nurse checks on Melcher, and he shares about his struggle in searching for Ophelia. Upon hearing Ophelia's name, the nurse seems to recognize it. He shows her an old photo. The nurse borrows it to make a copy and show her colleagues, to help with the search. Melcher happily agrees and thanks the nurse. Back at Ava's house, she and Aldrin work on a project together. Aldrin goes to the bathroom and sees Ava's parents. Ava's mother seems to like Aldrin for some reason, seemingly favoring him over Kobe, who is barely present. Moments later, as Sister Bai is closing his store, He spots Ava and Aldrin talking before Aldrin leaves. Sister Bai calls Ava over and interrogates her to make sure he is just a classmate, sensing that Aldrin has other intentions with Ava. The next day, Ava is walking in the school hallway while talking to Kobe over the phone. She is upset at Kobe for not calling her at their agreed time. Realizing it's a misunderstanding of the time due to the daylight savings in the USA, they apologize to each other. As Ava is saying goodbye to Kobe, Aldrin interrupts, telling Ava they need to go. Kobe overhears this and sounds jealous. That night, Ava wearily waits for Kobe's call, as she couldn't contact him. Her sister sees her, and Ava shares about her struggle with their time difference, saying she's getting tired of their distance and their unclear expectations from each other. Ava says she wants someone who is present, not someone whom she can only talk to virtually. In the USA, Melcher gets a call from his nurse informing him that they found Ophelia. Melcher excitedly shares the news with Kobe. Back in the Philippines, Ava's family attends an art exhibit featuring her work. While talking with her family, Aldrin approaches them and introduces Ava to his family. Aldrin's mom mentions that he has been talking about her a lot, leaving Ava puzzled. Aldrin's sister offers to take a photo of them. Shortly after, Ava's art professor calls everyone's attention for an announcement. It turns out that the exhibit is sponsored by a Japanese artist offering an exchange program. They announce that Ava is the chosen student for the program, and her family rejoices. That night, Kobe calls Ava, sharing the news that they found Ophelia in Japan. Ava also shares about her winning the exchange program in Japan. It seems that the universe is conspiring to bring them together again. Normally, Ava would be very happy at this, but for some reason, she doesn't seem excited about them seeing each other in Japan. Ava arrives in Japan and meets Kobe. Despite not seeing each other for months, Ava is surprisingly acting very distant towards Kobe. He tries to ignore this, but eventually asks why she's acting this way. Ava dismisses him, hinting that since they are just special friends, there shouldn't be an issue. Kobe asks if she wants to go with him to witness his grandfather and Ophelia's first meeting, but Ava only responds that she'll check if her schedule will allow her to. The day Melcher has been waiting for finally arrives. He is on his way to see Ophelia, with Ava and Kobe accompanying him. Melcher notices the silence between them, and says they have a lot of catching up to do. The whole ride, they both seem to be lost in their own thoughts, feeling the distance between them. Despite being inches apart, they feel farther from each other than ever. They finally arrive at Ophelia's house, and as Melcher and Ophelia lay their eyes on each other, their world seems to have stopped. Melcher asks Ophelia why she disappeared, and Ophelia reveals that she went into hiding after her ex-husband left her tons of debt. She mentions that she also remarried, but it ended shortly due to cultural differences. She firmly tells Melcher that they don't seem to be meant for each other. Despite this, Melcher insists that he wants to be with her for the rest of his life. Ava and Kobe can't help but overhear their conversation, and decide to give the two of them some space. They take a walk outside, and Kobe remarks that so much time has been wasted, referring to his grandfather and Ophelia's separation. But Ava misinterprets that he is saying their time together was a waste, and responds angrily. Unable to ignore Ava's strange behavior anymore, he asks her if he has done anything wrong. Ava just hints that she's frustrated, but does not clarify exactly what she's angry about, as if forcing Kobe to figure it out himself. Moments later, Kobe gives Ava an ice cream, reminding her about their first interaction when they were kids, and then apologizes to Ava. His gesture brings a smile to Ava's face, and they finally hug each other. In the next scene, we see Melcher and Ophelia walking in a park filled with beautiful cherry blossoms, with Ava and Kobe not far from them. Ophelia expresses her regret over all the time they could have spent together. Melcher comforts her and asks her to dance. There, in the middle of the park, where cherry blossom petals are falling beautifully, the two of them dance together lovingly. Seeing this, Kobe also asks Ava for a dance, and it's like time slows down as they dance together. Kobe shares that his biggest lesson from Melcher and Ophelia is that love endures despite distance and time. Then, the moment Ava has been waiting for finally comes, as Kobe confesses he doesn't want them to remain just as special friends. He then gives Ava a beautiful ring, which makes Ava cry out of happiness and love for him. Following this, the next scenes show Ava and Kobe happily exploring Japan, savoring their time together finally as a couple. Kobe opens up about not knowing his grandfather's next plans yet, and asks Ava to wait for him, to which she happily agrees. For the first time, Kobe tells Ava that he loves her. Ava returns the sentiment, confessing she has loved him for a long time now. Ava sees that Kobe is tearing up, and asks why. Kobe thanks her for loving him unconditionally, knowing that Ava is willing to do everything for him. Ava doesn't say a word, and instead gives Kobe a sweet kiss. Ava returns to the Philippines and gives her family bags of souvenirs. When asked if she met with Kobe, she reveals that they are finally official together, and shows them her ring. Later, she meets with her friends and sister Bai, sharing souvenirs with them as well. The next moment surprises everyone as Sister Bai comes across Aldrin's post on social media. It appears that Aldrin posted her photo with his family, claiming she is his girlfriend. Ava instantly feels furious upon seeing the post. The scene cuts to Melcher and Kobe having dinner, when Melcher tells him that he plans on asking Ophelia to marry him, and then they will settle back in the Philippines. Kobe expresses his happiness for his grandfather. The next day, Ava confronts Aldrin about his post, demanding for him to take it down. Aldrin pleads with her and confesses that he's gay. He explains that he posted the photo to divert suspicion from his father, who is a pastor. Unfortunately, Kobe comes across the post and feels confused. That night, while at the convenience store with her friends, Ava calls Kobe, and he brings up the picture he saw. Ava assures him that it's nothing, and tells him the real reason behind Aldrin posting it. Kobe doesn't argue anymore, but Ava senses the doubt in his voice as they end the call. Moments later, Sister Bai comes to inform them he's closing down the store for good, as business is not going well, but promises he will be back with a better business soon. This saddens them, especially Ava, as she has a lot of memories there, most importantly because that's where she and Kobe met. Sister Bai tells her to focus on her relationship with Kobe, saying it will be a waste if it turns to nothing. Later that night, while Ava waits for Kobe to get online, she receives a call from Grandpa Melcher. He asks how she is, and she tells him she's been pretty busy with an upcoming exhibit. Melcher casually mentions that Kobe is in the Philippines, which leaves her wondering why he hasn't contacted her yet. She tries calling Kobe, but he doesn't answer. The next morning, Kobe receives a call from his grandfather. Melcher tells him that he and Ophelia have decided to settle down in Japan. Kobe disagrees with their decision, but Melcher tells him to stop worrying over him, and instead focus on his relationship with Ava. He mentions Ava's upcoming exhibit, urging him to surprise her. On the exhibit night, we see Aldrin apologizing to Ava again for what he did. Aldrin's parents arrive and he puts his arms around Ava's shoulder, pretending that she's his girlfriend. Understanding Aldrin's situation, Ava just goes along with the cover-up. Unfortunately, Kobe suddenly walks in and sees Ava and Aldrin together while she happily talks to Aldrin's parents, like she's really his girlfriend. Ava sees Kobe and immediately runs after him as he walks out. Outside, Ava catches up to Kobe. He tells her he went there, giving her the benefit of the doubt about Aldrin's post, only to see them acting all sweet. Kobe accuses her of disloyalty, which infuriates Ava. She expresses her frustration, considering everything she had to endure for him, just to be accused of disloyalty. As they continue arguing, Aldrin approaches them to explain, but in his fury, Kobe punches him. Coincidentally, Ava's parents witness this scene, as they are about to enter the exhibit hall. Shocked at what happened, Ava watches as Kobe walks away. The next day, Ava informs her family about a scholarship she received for Japan, but contemplates on declining it. She tells them that she has a job she wants to pursue at a gallery, and prefers that over the scholarship. Her family suspects that this decision is linked to what happened between her and Kobe. At a wake that Ava's family is servicing, Ava's mom is finishing the makeup of the deceased while his widow is patiently waiting and observing. The widow recounts how they were childhood sweethearts, and they knew from the start that they would end up together. She shares how their profound love left them without regrets in their relationship. Hearing the widow's words, Ava can't help but feel affected, relating them to her and Kobe's relationship. Ava's parents notice her tearing up and ask what's wrong. She asks if she should be the one to apologize. They tell her that it is not important who apologizes first. What matters is learning from their mistakes. Her mom encourages her to talk to Kobe, express her feelings, and settle their misunderstandings. The next day, Ava sees Sister Bai closing down his store, and ponders on the idea that the store might be cursed. This was where Sister Bai and his love separated. This is also where her love story with Kobe started, which now seems to be ending too. Coincidentally, Kobe arrives and approaches her. Together, they witness Sister Bai discovering a note and a rose pasted on the wall, causing him to start crying. They approach Sister Bai to check what happened. It turns out that the note is from Gino, the love of his life. Suddenly, Gino shows up expressing that he has been looking for Sister Bai over the years, saying he still loves him. They reconcile and get back together. Sister Bai then turns to Ava and Kobe, advising them not to waste their relationship over trivial matters. They sit down to talk. Kobe apologizes for doubting her, while Ava also apologizes for being careless. This finally settles their fight, and their love for each other prevails. Kobe asks Ava if she's going back to Japan for the scholarship, but she expresses she wants to stay. Kobe encourages her to seize the opportunity, saying he might go back to Japan too, as his grandfather has decided to settle there. Ava feels sad over this news, feeling as if fate is pulling them apart once again. Kobe comforts her and assures her that they will figure this out. In the morgue, while Ava's parents are attending to a corpse, they ask her why she turned down the Japan scholarship, when Kobe will be there too. Ava expresses that she doesn't want to adjust her life for him anymore, and believes that if they are really meant for each other, they will be together no matter what. Her parents tear up, realizing that their daughter has grown up well. The next morning, Kobe and Ava sit in the park, talking. Kobe asks if there will be a difference in their love for each other when they are far apart. Ava honestly expresses she doesn't want a lover that she can only see virtually. She asks Kobe to stay, but he says he can't. Hurt by his decision, Ava walks away. While packing his bags, Kobe gets a call from his grandfather. Melcher bluntly states that he doesn't want him there, convincing him to stay where his heart is. He assures him that if he needs him, he will tell him. Kobe insists that he wants to be by his side, as he is the only family he has left. Melcher tells him that they will always be a family wherever they are, and that he shouldn't waste his chance of building his own family someday because of this. The next day, Kobe visits Ava's studio and finds her standing in front of a canvas with her eyes closed, as if choosing paint colors the same way she picks ice cream. When she opens her eyes, she's surprised to see Kobe. He tells her he is staying. Ava worries that this is only temporary, but Kobe immediately washes her worry away, saying he's staying until she gets tired of him. He promises her that nothing will ever come between them, and that he will always love her. Finally, they can be together forever, not just as special friends, but as lovers, not just virtually, not miles apart, but they're in each other's arms.